Hi, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of us find challenging: setting healthy boundaries. Have you ever found yourself feeling overwhelmed, resentful, or even burned out because you've said yes too many times when really you meant to say no? In this video, we're going to explore what boundaries actually are, why they're essential for building healthy relationships, and how to start figuring out your own limits step by step. I'll also share practical examples of how to communicate your boundaries clearly and what you can expect from others when you begin this empowering journey. I'm Chrissy Boyce with Mind Clarity Coaching. Let's get started. Boundaries are the limits we set to communicate clearly to others what's acceptable to us and what's not. They're about letting people know how we expect to be treated, all while protecting our emotional and physical well being. Boundaries aren't meant to build walls or shut people out. They're actually tools that help us build healthier relationships by making expectations clearer from the start. Before we can communicate our boundaries to others, we need to first figure out what our limits actually are. Many of us haven't taken the time to clearly understand our own comfort levels and values, so it's essential to check in with ourselves regularly. This doesn't have to happen all at once. It can be a gradual process. For example, you might notice that certain interactions leave you feeling drained, frustrated, or anxious. Pay attention to these feelings as they're often signs of crossed boundaries or unclear limits. Over time, you'll get better at recognizing these signs and can adjust your boundaries. Remember, boundaries are flexible and it's completely okay to adjust them as you grow and learn more about yourself. When we don't set boundaries, something significant happens inside of us. Often, we start feeling overwhelmed, resentful, or exhausted. Maybe we find ourselves agreeing to things we really don't want to or tolerating behaviors that make us uncomfortable. Without clear boundaries, these feelings can grow into frustration, anxiety, or even burnout. Over time, we might feel powerless or trapped, blaming others for situations we've allowed by not clearly defining or communicating our needs. Recognizing our personal responsibility in boundary setting is important. It's easy to blame others for pushing us too far or expecting too much, but it's actually our responsibility to communicate and maintain our limits. Other people can't always guess what we're comfortable with, so it's unfair to expect them to. By clearly stating our boundaries, we empower ourselves and allow others to respect and understand us better. If you're new to setting boundaries, it's normal to feel uncomfortable at first. You might worry about how others will react or if they'll misunderstand your intentions. The best approach is to start small and practice clear, respectful communication. Here's an example. You have a friend that calls you regularly late at night to vent. You find yourself losing sleep and feeling drained afterwards. You might gently say to them, "I really value our friendship and I want to support you, but late night calls are affecting my sleep. Could we talk earlier instead?" This approach expresses your needs without blaming the other person for your lack of sleep. Initially, when you begin setting boundaries, expect varied reactions, especially if others are used to you always saying yes or accommodating their requests. They might seem surprised, confused, or even upset at first, wondering why your behavior is changing. Remember, their reaction is their responsibility, not yours. Your only responsibility is to clearly and compassionately communicate your needs. Setting boundaries is actually one of the most loving things that we can do for ourselves and others. Imagine how it feels when someone else is upset with you and you're not even sure why. Maybe they're overwhelmed because they haven't set clear boundaries for themselves and now they're blaming you for how they feel. Or maybe they've set a boundary but haven't communicated it to you clearly, leaving you confused and uncomfortable. Clear boundaries prevent these types of misunderstandings, resentment, and hurt feelings that can build up when expectations aren't communicated. Healthy boundaries allow relationships to thrive based on mutual respect and understanding. Boundary setting is essential for building healthy relationships with ourselves and others. It's a gradual process of understanding our needs, communicating them clearly, and adjusting as we grow. While it might feel challenging initially, the benefits, healthier relationships, greater peace of mind, and a stronger self-respect make it well worth the effort. I'd love to hear about your experiences with setting boundaries. Share your stories in the comments below, or feel free to ask any questions you might have. Your insights could help someone else who's learning how to set boundaries too. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to learn more about setting healthy boundaries. Remember, it's all about building relationships that feel good, respectful, and supportive. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future content. I'm Chrissy Boyce with Mind Clarity Coaching, reminding you to take care of yourself and honor your boundaries. I'll see you next time.